Hello and welcome to Matt's B-Movie Reviews, a show that looks at cult films that may have escaped your radar. This time round I'm looking at a movie that's so bizarre it truly deserves its cult status. And with a premise so strange, how could I possibly resist? So sit back and prepare yourself for John Dies at the End. Here's the plot. Two college dropouts, John and Dave, spend their days fighting a war unseen by the rest of the world. There are other dimensions connected to our own, but we just cannot perceive them. That is, unless you take a special drug that street name is known as soy sauce, which basically makes you trip to the light fantastique, making you see what's really there. Or isn't. Or is. Or is it there? Confused yet? So with the boys on the sauce, can they make sense of what's happening, straddle the entire responsibility of space and time, plus stay alive long enough to defeat the evil Korak, who is trying to enter our world and destroy us all? I'm not telling you. My synopsis really doesn't give the film justice, but to be honest, this is not going to be a film that is easily categorised. Plus, I don't want to give anything away. I want you to see this film with no preconception whatsoever. Well, I might give a couple of hints away. Now, firstly, John Dies at the End is directed by Don Cascarelli, who's brought two of my personal favourite cult movies to the screen, Phantasm and Bubba Hotep. Let's go. Now back to the movie. We spend most of the time following slacker Dave around to weird and strange situations that he's been placed into. The good thing about this is anything can happen. You're not getting me. Anything can happen. Yes, I know most movies have got to have that premise that anything could happen, but really in this movie, anything can happen, and believe me, anything and everything does. One scene that does stick in my mind is where John and Dave are lured to a girl's basement because she believes that her ex-boyfriend has come back as some sort of ghost zombie that's been hurting her. As if that isn't bizarre enough, they are suddenly confronted by the evil Korak, who literally pulls himself together from cold meat that's stored into a freezer. He's literally made up of steaks and sausages and decides to throttle Dave while John tries to make a run for it. Great scene, truly great scene. And be sure to look out for the hilarious line, "That door cannot be opened," where John finds out that our door handle changes into something you wouldn't expect. If you've seen the movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So the movie boasts another great madcap performance from Clancy Brown, who was fantastic in Highlander and The Shawshank Redemption. Plus he was in Bale's favourite film, Starship Troopers. Yeah. In this he plays a corny stage illusionist who is actually a powerful warrior who has fought and defeated in the past Korak. Also, Paul Giamatti pops up in some of the scenes to give his thoughts on what is actually going on. Personally, I've been a massive fan of his work ever since I saw Sideways back in '04, and he's also popped up in stuff like Shoot 'Em Up, Planet of the Apes remake, and a bunch of other indie movies. If you're not aware of his work, go check it out. Lastly, there's a small cameo by Angus Scrim, the tall man himself, as a not-so-nice pastor. Pastor? Or pastor? Pastor, let's just call it, he's a religious person. He plays a father. He plays like Father Ted. He plays a father, a religious father. Moving on, moving on, moving on. So from talking dogs, crazy meat monsters, time travel and drug addiction, this movie has a hell of a lot more going on than the last 50 Hollywood movies that I've seen. The best quote I actually saw for this movie described it as a punk rock Ghostbusters, which I think pretty much says it all. So I'm going to give this movie a solid 5 soy sauces out of 5. Check out the trailer for yourself here on YouTube, and if you can track down the movie, watch it. Once again, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time.